Back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, so I'll start the video off by saying, hey guys, if you do find value in these videos, let me know by leaving a like down below. And it just literally lets me know, hey, all right, I enjoy watching these videos. And most of these are returning subs. So most of the views are returning subscribers. So if you're coming back, it's got to be for a reason. So please just help me boost the channel, pump the stock. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into the video. All right. So I'm going to start off things with Mr. VIX here. I'm going to start off by pointing out that we're in a consolidation pattern here. But then we're going to delete that and we're going to come over here to the daily time frame. And so this is the 50 MA. All right, so this is the thing that I said, hey, we have rejected off of it. I think it was 3 or 4 times here. You had like, I think 3 rejections right there. But yeah, and then you also had these 3 candlesticks reject the close over it. So that's like 6 total rejections right there, 6 or 7. I would be surprised to see them close it below, but also, I don't know, that's also conflicting because I'm going to say I'm not going to be surprised if we see it close below here. But I do think we are going to see a pullback occur. And it's just going to be a slight one. Okay, I still think the indices are going to go up and fill the gaps. And if that's going to happen, then VIX is going to get this daily close underneath the 50 MA. And that's what I'm using as like, hey, all right, confirmation that, like, hey, all right, you're onto something here. All right, we're probably going to see the indices continue up and to fill these gaps up here. You got 408.14 over there on SPY, and then you have 303.15 over here on QQQ. As you can see, we do have our daily oscillators over in oversold territory here. You even do have a bullish divergence going on there on the stochastic of QQQ. Now that I look at that, let's just delete that real quick. All right, and yeah, but going over the daily time frame on Mr. VIX. All right, as you see, this is going to be telling. All right, so even though it is only 12:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now, just know that if you do get a close underneath this 50 MA, I'm going to say it's likely that we keep going, moving down. All right, before aggressively moving up. We are going to be continuing this push upward. All right, we are eventually going to cycle like that. But I told you guys that I wasn't going to be surprised if you have a bit of this zigzag action. It's not just going to go straight up. VIX is going to break out, and we're going to have a bunch of these. Okay, volatility is not just going to skyrocket. It can skyrocket. All right, I also showed you guys that it can do a thing like this where it like almost goes up 100% here in a very short span of time without pulling back. But I did not think that was going to be the case. I thought we were going to end up having a pullback now that we broke out of this consolidation pattern that we spent 2 months in. That literally formed from this other consolidation pattern. We literally had another wedge over here. I think it would be, yeah, so just like that. So you literally had, so this was over here. So you combine the two and you technically broke out of 82 trading sessions of consolidation. Guys, that's like, it's 3 months right there. 3 to 4 months of consolidation. We're technically breaking out of here. And we're also breaking up over the 50 MA. We have not gotten to heat up here. You see here, we broke over the 50 MA here. Started to rumble. All right. That can be the case here where we're starting to flip it. You got all this rejection here. We're starting to flip it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm just letting you guys know that is what I'm going to be watching. If that does get a candle close, a daily candle close underneath, then I'm going to say, hey, all right, we're probably going to continue higher on the indices and do what I spoke about yesterday in my video. All right, you do have the stochastic and CCI just head straight down. RSI is just doing the same exact thing. Over here on the 4-hour time frame, though, the CCI is in overbought territory. All right, so that's why I say, like, and you're in this consolidation pattern. So I'm going to say I will not be surprised to see SPY and SPX and QQ and all of the indices have a little pullback, something like that. All right, and it doesn't have to be anything big, but I just wouldn't be surprised if it happens. All right, we are in this middle ground here on all of the oscillators here, so there's that. But as I did mention, what I was seeing over on DIA in yesterday's video, you do have this let me hang on, go like that. You do have a bullish divergence right there, clear as day. You have declining volume going down as you are continuing the sell off here. And like I called out, you're just in this consolidation spot here. You had 3 back-to-back indecision candlesticks. I mean, this was a reversal candlestick, so I guess we could consider it an indecision candlestick. But yeah, with yesterday's close, now you have 4 days of indecision candlesticks. The last time you saw that was what I pointed out back here. Were you in this consolidation for about 2 weeks? All right, so that could be what we have loading here. And if we do just consolidate for 2 weeks, I do think we're probably going to break the downside. But like I spoke about in yesterday's video, I'm going to touch on it today, what we could be doing with the CPI that's coming up on the 14th. And then we have the FOMC on the 22nd of March. All right, so we'll tie that in at the end of the video along with, I have an announcement, guys. So I'm quite excited for this announcement. It's pretty cool. Okay, it is pretty cool. And I just thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, there's no reason not to do this. So there we go. Just another way I thought of today to, well, I mean, I've known about it, but thought to put it into action. I was like, you know what? Yeah, if people want the value, there's the value. All right. But moving on. All right. We will talk about the daily time frame over here on the indices. And keep in mind, guys, what we pointed out yesterday, you do have your weekly stochastic here on all of them starting to hinge back up. So we're going to see, are we going to get like a little teeter-totter up here before going lower? Keep in mind, we are going to be cycling back down. All right, we're looking for a big rip, guys, but it's not going to take place. And I'm talking about a big rip. I'm talking about you're literally seeing another one of these things, okay? But also it's probably going to be bigger because you look at the monthly time frame. And yeah, look at this. This thing has the CCI has been down here for months now, guys. This is the monthly time frame. All right, so it's been in oversold territory for since June, guys. All right, June. That is quite some time. So almost half a year we have spent just down here. All right, it is eventually we're gonna get a pop. All right, now also keep in mind there's also eventually going to be a market crash. So I mean we do have to be cautious. All right, we have to. Unfortunately, guys, we got to apply risk management, or there is going to be risk in this bear market of you know, being taken out there. Yeah, all right, guys, we have a lot of volatility here in this bear market. So big swings to the upside, big swings to the downside. All right. I think we probably go to the upside before we have a big swing to the downside. But I also think like, hey, well, not think. I know we're gonna get it down. We're gonna start falling eventually. All right, like it is only a matter of time until what I've been pointing out, it comes to fruition. The market starts like the bond market is already pricing it in. Okay, you come over here. This is the August contract. All right, you see that 5.4%. This is the future federal funds rate for August, guys. That's like what, 6 months down the line. So the bond market, the big boys that pretty much are control of our market, the stock market, they're pricing in for August the federal funds terminal rate of 5.4%, guys. That is above what Jerome Powell has even mentioned. All right, so I'm just gonna say, when the market finally decides to start pricing that in, that's when you're just going to see sell algos just set to sell. And you're just going to see continuous just weeks of red. And you're probably good. Like this to me shows that, like, fundamentally speaking, all right, like what the market, like the bull case pretty much, all right, fundamentally speaking, we should be going down. All right. The bond market, until Jerome opened his mouth, all right, the bond market was not going crazy. But then Jerome opened his mouth and he took a victory lap. And then, you know, the bond market, the big boys, they started going crazy because they started to realize everything that I was warning about. That, like, you know, if things went and continued on this trajectory, that with the short-term path that we were on, all right, it was only a matter of time until this exact thing was going to happen, all right? And now it's happening, all right? So it's only a matter of time, again, until our market starts pricing in what the big boys that are in control of this market are, you know, pricing in. So in the end, that's what's going to happen, guys. We are going to likely come down back to lows. All right, we're going to have to see what happens with this consolidation because we ran up here. I'm going to say it's not a counter trend. So technically speaking, I can't just call it a counter trend, and I can't say like, hey, all right, the trend is still down. We broke the major trend line. We also made a higher high here. All right, is this going to prove to be a low, and we're going to come up and take out this? All right, because then that opens up the table for an actual trend change. Because then, like, that would suck. Like, I guess that would kind of be worst case scenario for like us just trying to project here. That would be worst case scenario because then you would open up the door for indecision again. Okay, because I mean, in my mind, I think like, hey, no, we're good. Okay, all I want to see is us come down and break this low, and then like, yeah, I know like what I'm saying, it's correct, all right? Because that's the thing about TA guys, and that's the thing about making projections. It's always scary because nobody has a crystal ball. You never know what's going to happen. All right, so I can always just look like an idiot, but I do know things when I see on the chart. They typically do mean things. All right, such as what I'm seeing right here. I'm going to point out something right here. You got three big fat topping tails right there. Guess what? You had three big fat bottoming tails right here. We have the exact opposite that occurred right before you had a like 20% rip here on the NASDAQ. All right, occurring right here. All right, so are we going to get a 20% drop here on the NASDAQ? All right, because you see, like, we can just give back everything we did. All right, and hey, dude, that's fine. There's plenty of move here to be played. All right, you could play the upside, or you could do what I'm doing right now, and you could just literally sit on your hands, just waiting for the next shorting opportunity. All right, because I think all in all, I think that's like what I just pointed out. Like, it's destined to fall. It's literally destined to fall. The fundamental thesis is it's down. It's only a matter of time until the technicals begin to match that. And yeah, that's just how I'm looking at things. All right. If you guys do enjoy how I am looking at things, or just enjoy having a contrarian perspective or anything, guys, please provide support with a like, please. All right. Let the algo know that, like, hey, people are enjoying this content. Let me push it out to other people, so maybe other people can also enjoy this content. So if you do find value, please just, leave that support there. Thank you very much. All right. Now, getting back to the TA. All right. Let's talk. All right. But yeah, good. Now going over just the daily time frame. I know we just did a lot of talking, but you know what, guys? Sometimes things must be said. Okay. Also, I'm going to bring up, before we go over the other stuff, what I was pointing out yesterday on DXY. All right, DXY has a big fat bearish divergence going on at the daily CCI. All right, it also just hit that 70 mark up here. Now, if we come back and look at what happened back here, I mean, this thing really can just start going, and that's what I'm saying. Once it starts moving, and guys, we're going to be seeing this thing move a lot, so that's also what I'm getting at, all right? This thing is eventually, it's going to cycle all the way back up here, all right? It does look like it's agreeing with what I was just saying, like maybe we're going to have one big, very large sideways battle here, all right, which that would suck. All right, if we come back up and open this back up, then I have to start like technically start like pricing into my technical, or not technical analysis, but to my analysis, like my overall, my perspective, I guess I got to start pricing that in. That, hey, all right, we now have a higher low and we have a higher high, so now I will have to technically be looking for a higher low to form, and then I'm gonna also look for another one, and then I'm gonna be like, oh guys, maybe the trend is actually changing. I don't know. All right, but as of right now, no, I still think what I have gone over in this video, part of this video, what I showed you, I think that's gonna happen. I think we're gonna end up coming back down. I think it makes perfect sense to me that like it's only a matter of time until we come back and revisit the lows, except for especially with QQQ here. That's the tech sector, all right? And the tech sector is the ones that guys, these are the companies that are going to take the hits when they have to raise the interest rates, and debt just gets very expensive, all right? When debt gets more expensive, equities go down. That's just what happened, guys. It's the Keynesian system that we live in. It's all debt-based, and yeah, because it's all debt-based, like a lot of the system is just debt. A lot of what we see with the stock market is just debt. It's money that's not actually like people's cash, right? It's debt, all right? It was created debt. And yeah, when these interest payments on the debt go up, then people are like, oh, it doesn't make sense to have so much debt. And then they get rid of it, and there you go. Equity prices go down. That's just how I look at things, all right? That's all this channel is, all right? It's my perspective. Speaking of my perspective, all right, if you guys want, and this is what I was talking about earlier, okay, this is a way I can provide value. The people who want it, all right, if you don't want it, that's perfectly fine. But I priced it this way for a reason, all right? So let me explain. All right, so I did launch a Patreon today. So you guys probably already saw, if you do have notifications, you already saw my notification earlier, my post. But yeah, guys, so I have my Patreon, and that is literally just all of my trade ideas. So any trade idea that I have, so any trade I'm taking or anything I'm thinking about taking, I will be posting there, all right? So just know, That's literally what it is. All right. It's not financial advice. These are all things that I will be doing with my own money. So even if you think they're dumb, like, there you go. All right. It's just literally what I'm doing. All right. But it will include my trade plans, my entry plans, my exit plans, my my trade management. Um, but yeah, it'll have built-in trade plans with each trade there. There are 2 trades live that I am currently in. So yeah, anything that I am doing, it will be there. So if you are someone who has a 9 to 5, or even if you don't have a 9 to 5 and you just want to, I'm just letting you know, all right? One trade will pay for literally years and years and years of the subscription. All right, I currently have a trade, and yeah, I mean, I'm waiting on entry for it, but whenever I do get said entry, that will be a I literally just played it the other day, and like, it literally did already gave me like 50%. I took my profit. So literally one trade, guys, literally pays for over a year of the subscription. It's $39.99. And yeah, you also get to ask me questions if you guys want help with anything. Just yeah, you just one-on-one, you could just shoot me a message over there. All right, so that is a new thing. All right, so I guess I am now the new sponsor of all my videos. All right, Trader Henry J is the new sponsor of these videos by Trader Henry J. So that is the thing. All right. So yeah, if you guys want to, go do that. And yeah, I'm literally letting you guys know. I'm serious. You could buy one contract of what I of that trade plan, the first one I posted there, and there you go. It's literally all paid for. So yeah, I did it that way for like a reason. And when I realized, like, holy crap, like, I can do this, and literally people can have one contract and it pays for a whole year. Okay, and this isn't even if it hits like all my targets. All right, this is only if it hits the first target. You have like literally just years paid for, and I'm like, holy crap, people could do this. And then there you go, you're profitable on your investment in my subscription after one trade, and that could happen in a week or two. I don't know. All right, so like, all right. And by the way, the swing trades that I am calling out over there, right? And it's not even just, I don't even want to just say calling out. These are the guys, these are the trades I'm taking. All right, that was the idea. All right, it was like, hey, whatever I do with my money, it'll be there, and I'm gonna have my reason. I'm gonna keep you posted and updated and whatever. But there's that. Yeah, guys, this is literally just I'm just trying to help. All right, but also like, hey, capitalism. That's a thing. All right, and yeah. All right. So yeah, if you do see that that would be valuable to you specifically, go join me over there. And I mean, even if no one joins, guys, I'm still going to be curating to an audience that will eventually be there. All right, but I will be posting on Patreon. There already are 2 posts, and I will say right now, there's going to be a 3rd trade coming out over the next week. All right, or at least we'll say trade idea. The entry might be like 1.5 to 2 weeks away. I'm not sure, right? We'll see. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. I just really want just like one of these trades to go by, and there you go. Then like, hey, anybody who would decide to join, there you go. I'm also going to I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to try and figure it out. I'm going to say it right now because so far I have not. I'm going to figure out how I can make like, hey, you join the first week or so. Then you can join for $29.99. You're locked in for like a year or something like that. Because that would be a decent sized discount right there to anybody who's on there. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know that is now a thing. All right. I took off the YouTube memberships because I don't want to, anybody going in there thinking it's that. But no, guys, it's just the Patreons down in the comment section over there. All right, let's get back into things. All right, let's get back into it. All right. So I'm going to start here with Mr. DIA. Or like I said, you had that bullish divergence over there, and your RSI is, guys, it's approaching 30. So like, if you do fall a little further, maybe you come down, and that's why I was saying, like, I think you fall down, and you probably catch yourself here, 387, 390-ish here on SPY right here, which was literally just the support we built up before we had our next leg there. Which actually, that's a troll and a half. What kind of? That kind of is a troll. Look at that, guys. This is a complex head and shoulders pattern. And then boom, you had your breakout, come back test. Nope, troll. That was actually your peak. Oh, well. But yeah, guys, like, I am honestly leaning towards a rather significant bounce. All right, like, you guys see what I just saw on the weekly time frame here on VIX. All right, eventually it is going to cycle back up, but like, you could have a decent sized sell-off here while having a decent sized like retracement here, which if you were wondering what this box was, guys, I'll show you right now. This box is literally just your Fibonacci retracement. That is your golden pocket. All right, golden pocket, just I have seen it personally in my trading career so far. I have seen this thing act as a magnet. All right, this thing, the 0.618 retracement is right above the 408.14 gap fill on SPY. So I do believe we're probably going to end up seeing that act as a magnet there. We're probably going to tap both of these. Maybe we don't end up coming all the way up here to the 0.78, but I do think you probably end up coming into this area right here, and that is where you probably get your rejection. Then you end up having your next leg down. All right. But like I said, we're going to talk about in a sec here about how I think CPI and March 22nd FOMC meeting could tie into things, right? Because honestly, guys, like this is like why I don't want to take any trades right now, other than like what I called out. All right, and one I'm waiting on, one I am already in. We'll talk about it a little bit, but not much. That I got to provide the value to those guys now. All right, guys, this is gonna be fun, guys. I'm excited. I am honestly very excited. We're gonna have like a tight knit community here. I am excited. All right. But yeah, guys, everything is oversold. Like I'm looking for that bounce. But coming down onto the lower time frames, like I said in yesterday's video, nothing changed, right? You do still have the bullish divergence sitting there. Triple bullish divergence on SPY and QQ's 4-hour RSI, whereas you have the simple bullish divergence here on the CCI, the 4-hour CCI here on QQ and SPY. And then Apple, again, like I was telling you guys, the 200 MAs, like this is where you want to see bulls step in, or you're going to fall $10 to $20, and then you're going to come back and likely back test the 200 MAs, and then boom, you're going to lose them. Like it's done. And then boom, we're heading to lows. That would be the move that comes out of if you're just to lose these 200 MAs here. All right. That's why I say it makes perfect sense to get a decent sized bounce out of this. Look at this, guys. SPX. QQQ literally perfectly came down and reversed off its 200 MA over here. Let's see what DIA and IWM did. Nah, they didn't come down over here. But you also have the largest component of QQ and SPY also literally getting all of these indecision candlesticks right here. And you have this bullish engulfing candlestick. All right around this 200 MA, guys. It's trying to hold it, and you have your oscillators hinging up off over your buy line over here. All right, here is the buy line. This is just, I look at this as the oversold line over here. All right, and it's hinged down right now. I get that. All right, that is because you gapped down. They did that. All right, but I'm just saying, and like nothing changed here. You're at the 200 MAs, and if you don't hold them, no, that's exactly what's going to happen, guys. You're going to fall probably $10 to $20. So I think you probably get some buying pressure stepping in here. Maybe it's a little under here. Maybe it's like 386 over here. All right, but I don't think you just would fall straight down to over here. I think that would be an exaggerated move. And if that would be the case, then I would be expecting to have a big swing again like this, which would suck. Like I was saying, that's the sideways thing I was just saying too. You don't want these sideways moves, guys. Best case scenario here, we get the bounce. You come back up here. Here's the short entry that, again, guys, it's on the Patreon now. Now, if you guys want all of my entry plans and exit plans and my stuff, and yes, there are trade plans included with the trades for this reason specifically, all right? Because now, like, hey, all right, now I know my conscience, it's safe. Okay, I can sleep at night. All right, I just know nobody's making any very silly mistakes off of me. All right, it's not me. All right, but yeah, this is best case scenario, guys. You come up here to this gold pocket, here to the 408.14. Maybe you backtest this trend line that you broke down from, which it's not even the right trend line there. It should be this. All right, so it would be, you'd be coming way up here, guys. I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't, because then you would make the higher high, and that opens you up to this awkward sideways action that I was just telling you guys. Like, this is worst case scenario. You don't want to come up here and break this high. The best case scenario for anybody wanting to go short is you want to start seeing exactly what we got here. You want to see exactly what we got also here. You want to see these topping tails. You want to see them come back right here, and then you want to, like, you want to see the sellers are still here. All right, but like also if the sellers show us they're still here, then you want to see it come down as quick as possible. All right, and then you want to see this taken out. If this gets taken out, then hey, there you go. That's when you're probably coming back down here. That's when you have a pretty safe, like, this is a tradable range from there to there. This is a pretty safe spot. All right, But I'm going to tell you right now, I am going to be entering my puts up here. Obviously, that will be, and it's whenever I see fit, all right? Things change all the time, all right? But yeah, that is things that will be over with the paid Patreon. That is that. All right, but QQ has the same exact thing going on with its oscillators over here, and you're also, just like I was saying, you're bouncing off of this 200 MA, and that's why I say, like, the downside really is limited. All right, you have this gap fill. All right, maybe you would come down and maybe fall to low 280s here. All right, what is this, 283 to so 281, 283 you would fall to. So there's just like not much down here. All right, or not much. There's like a lot. Okay, like you're gonna catch yourself here, you're gonna catch yourself here. Like, you know, downside is just limited. It's gonna be the same as SPY here, 10-20 bucks, but then you're going to get a decent size move upwards. I think it's very likely with what we're seeing here that we see that decent move right now, so then it doesn't have to be a really exaggerated move after the fact. All right, but like another thing, you also have this down here. All right, so like, if you're a bear, I don't think you want this thing to be coming down like this. I think you want to see what I just pointed out here on SPY. You want to see it come back up here, and then you want to see it come and take out these lows here. And that's when, like, hey, this is where bears regain their strength here to push the bulls out of the way here when you're touching the 200 MA again, because clearly you didn't have the strength here. You started seeing the bulls step in there like they should. That's where you would expect them to come. And that's why, again, like, this makes perfect sense to me. Also, you come over to the VIX. This is going to be telling, guys, this 50 MA here. All right, this 50 MA, if you get the daily close, it's showing that, hey, it really doesn't matter all that much. You are starting to get that buying pressure stepping in. And it does make sense, like, you can't have that bounce. But I'm going to say it makes more sense that, like in the, yeah, in the short term, like, I do think you're probably still going to come back up here. That's what makes sense to me. All right, and also looking at DXY, it said, like, hey, you hit here. This is where I would, like, that's why I did the target range here. This is where I would expect sellers, guys. When you see these wicks here, all of these wicks show you is sellers stepped in at a certain price, and there you go. Buyers got to a certain price, but sellers shoved you back down. That's what these bodies and wicks show me. All right, so like that's why I have these zones. That's why they're there. All right, if you guys want to learn exactly how I chart, just follow along with the videos, guys. All right, I try and make it as simple as possible because I just want to try and help people not make mistakes that I've made throughout the past, and I think I can do that. All right, I think I'm doing a decent job at that. Decent job. All right, coming over to Bitcoin, let's actually just literally call out what I pointed out. This is another thing that I called out yesterday that is just very apparent, screaming in your face, like, hey, all right, this is a fake rally. All right, and something I actually will say is DIA participated in the sell-off, but it did not participate in the rally. All right, guys, it like barely participated in the rally, whereas these things from December 19th, so that week, December 19th to Jan 30th. All right, they SPY went 11%, QQ ran like 20%. We know that. What did this thing do? All right, this thing ran is that the right one? Look at that. Oh, it just completely stopped. Look at that. It started trading flat after like 2 or 3 weeks of rally. Look at that. It only ran like 5%. All right. My point is that DIA barely participated in that rally. It started like literally just trading flat up here. It didn't want to come up and break resistance and signify to the rest of the market that, hey, there's that. Now, something I also want to point out on this weekly time frame here on DIA is look at this, guys. Stochastic is beginning to hinge up. It wants to cross up from oversold territory. Guys, this could mean we have a significant bounce on our hand incoming, and that could mean we have that very frustrating scenario on our hands where SPY is like sitting here trading back and forth for like a month or so until the next big catalyst, and that would be frustrating. So that would suck. But just know that this is a factor that I'm using in my big picture point of view here. All right, we do have this happening, and that just means like, hey, all right, we could see a decent size. This is on the weekly time frame, guys. Decent size bounce could be on the way. All right, and you have the bullish divergence. What have I told you guys nonstop, guys? You got to pair up the time frames if you're gonna trade. Or we'll say if you're gonna do your TA, how I do my TA, or at least like have this style of TA. All right, yeah, you pair up the different time frames. All right, you see what's happening here on the weekly time frame. You come over to the daily time frame. Well, guess what? All right, there we go. All right, the CCI didn't get into oversold territory yet. It might have that little bounce here along the way. What the stochastic is showing us could be happening. It's like underway right now. It's constructing. Look at this indecision. All right, back to back indecision candles. There you go with the bullish divergence, all right, on the stochastic and that, all right, you're probably going to get that decent sized bounce, all right. So yeah, just another thing that I was looking at, all right. Let's switch that back over there because that is the most relevant to me. All right, and I think that is pretty much it. All right, so in the short term, guys, I think like because of what I was showing on the VIX, like you could end up they could hold you, but at the same time, if you're gonna have this rally here on the indices, like you're going to close under the 50 MA anyway, so it's not gonna matter if they hold you above it today. I guess it doesn't matter, but because of what I'm seeing here on the 4-hour time frame and the hourly time frame, they're both showing they're just deeply oversold here. All right, you could end up seeing a bounce here on VIX, but I don't think it's going to break this high. I think it's going to make a lower high, and I think we're going to see that rally on the indices continue. All right, that is what I am expecting. All right, a common theme has been a gap up, and then they fade you all day. All right, guys, so moving on, okay, moving on to something. All right, let's just actually take that bad boy off. All right, but right here, TRKA, all right. Yeah, we went over that. Yeah, it's only a matter of time, guys. TRKA. All right, so this is one that I'm serious, guys. This thing's going to very likely pop off at some point, all right? I just want to say it can have a pullback. I hope it does have a pullback because I will double my position, all right? But, all right, it doesn't have to. So I'm not selling out of anything, all right? I have an entry that was right around 0.37, a little above there. So I'm up a little bit here, but just know that Zip Trader literally made a video yesterday saying that it has a 1.27 price target on it. That's what he thinks it could hit in a few weeks, all right? I completely stand behind that price target. That is valid, all right? But I'm also going to say this. This thing is now, I think it's like 90% shorted or whatever. And you have of the free float, not of like everything, but of the free float, which of the tradable shares, which means if they were to buy that back, this thing's going up like 500 to 1,000%. If they do it all at once, there you go, or more. I don't know. But yeah, market cap right here is like, it's about 30 mil. So once this thing goes, like this is only going to be like what 100 90, is it only going to be a 90 mil market cap? Yeah, guys, it's literally going to be an 80 and a 90 mil market cap by the time it gets up here. All right, so by the time it, you know, like gets there, if it's looking like that, it could pull what a GNS did. All right, and you saw this thing once it started going, so that's why I think, guys, I think my 2K is going to turn into like a lot more. All right, that's what I think this is going to do. All right, so I'm just putting it on your radar. All right, that's also what I'm going to do here in these videos. All right, I'm not going to really scream trade ideas at you. If you guys do want to see what I'm thinking about and what I'm taking to pretty much make my money work for me, to have more money, that's how I like to look at this. All right, then you guys can go pay for the Patreon. You could do that, but I'm not going to annoy everybody else with them. All right, but this one, I do think, guys, this is a decent probability bet. All right, but you have GNS, and GNS is a 78 mil market cap even after that, and it ran all the way up here to 100-something mil market cap. So if that thing does happen with the other one, you know, there we go. We're looking at well above that 127 price, and it could really go crazy, guys. It could go and come up here. All right, and this is honestly something that I see as feasible. All right, so that is what I think is I think in the coming weeks, I think this is something that is going to be taking place. I think it's going to have it's going to cool off. All right, you could see on the 4-hour time frame, you have this clear as day bearish divergence on your CCI. I don't think technicals are going to mean too much with these things. All right, but yeah, I think it's number 4 right now on the Webull popularity list, and as popularity grows with this thing, as people pretty much know that it's so heavily shorted right now, the more people know about this thing, if it has a pullback and it still stays high with popularity, there you go, all right? It should have no problem getting back up. That's what I'm getting at, all right? So yeah, all right. Again, if you want to see what I'm doing with this, that is also on Patreon, all right? All right, guys, so enough is enough. I will catch you guys in the next video. All right. I made this video today because earlier today because I will not have time to post or make this and then post it and then edit and then post it right before work. So I'm posting it now. I don't think too much is going to change on the indices here. All right. I think we're likely to continue this upward trajectory. Even if you do have a slight pullback, just know I think it's very likely we do. that we do just continue this upward trajectory, you're probably going to have bearish divergences pop up on the hourly CCI here, and maybe even the 4-hour CCI. Maybe we end up doing something like, did we have one form up here? Yeah, we did have one literally formed right at the top there, right? So this is what I'm going to be looking at. But here on SPY, yeah, I'm looking at this golden pocket. All right, guys. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. That being said, peace.